Thank you so much, Excellencies, distinguished participants, partners, youth leaders, and networks. Very warm greetings from our regional office in Istanbul, and a special recognition to the chairperson of the Senate, Madame Narbayeva, and to the first Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Chamber, Professor Saidov. It's wonderful to see you again. And to you, Ashita, thank you so much to you and the entire UN country team for supporting these wonderful deliberations. It really is a true pleasure to join you all on this International Youth Day to celebrate youth and human rights. And I wish to congratulate the government of Uzbekistan and the National Center for Human Rights for championing such important dialogues despite the challenges that we're facing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, dear young people, as we mark International Youth Day in the midst of a global pandemic, we're witnessing how young people are taking action to solve problems in their communities. In Tashkent, we saw student volunteers help thousands of families and older adults, delivering supplies, food, and essential medicines, and providing psychosocial support. But that's only part of the story, because among the devastating effects of the pandemic is the loss of opportunities for employment, education, and access to essential services. And this means that many young people's rights and choices are under threat across the world. Young women and girls are especially vulnerable. One of the most fundamental expressions of human rights being fully realized, and this is what we are here talking about today, for young people is choice. Choice happens when young people can make decisions about their lives, their health, their education, and their employment. Our new UNFPA Global Strategy for Adolescents and Youth, entitled My Body, My Life, My World, is extremely timely as a tool that supports governments and young people to address the challenges around autonomous, informed, and responsible choice of, as we have heard, the largest generation of young people in history. Our strategy is firmly rooted in human rights and puts young people at the very center of sustainable development. In doing so, it aligns with the new United Nations strategy on youth. And we do see choice blossoming everywhere in the region and in the world as young women and men, boys and girls use the opportunities our changing world provides to shape their lives and pursue their futures. But not everyone benefits equally, we know that. In fact, large parts of society are still excluded from having access to information and education and human rights protections so that they can make choices free of discrimination, coercion, and violence. And the COVID-19 pandemic is making this worse. As modern societies, we cannot afford to exclude the potential and talents of millions of young people who face multiple and intersecting forms of discrimination and inclusion. Girls and young women, young people with disabilities, young migrants, minorities, and other groups pushed to the margins. Investing in policies that expand young people's choices and leave no one behind strengthens what economists call human capital, the combined skills, knowledge, and experiences of a country's population. This is essential for economic performance, and it does put countries like Uzbekistan in a strong position to harness the benefits of a large youth population and reap what we call the demographic dividend. As we seek to build back better following the COVID-19 pandemic, we must ensure that young people are prioritized in order to have access to the education, tools, and services necessary for them to reach their full potential. Moreover, the voices and perspectives of young people need to be heard, respected, and nurtured. As the High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, mentioned during her video address, young people thrive in environments free from violence and coercion, where they can speak out, sometimes critically, without fear from reprisals, intimidation, or harassment. And this is not just a moral imperative. It goes to the heart of a country's ability to steer towards long-term stability and prosperity. The good news is that there are signs of change everywhere, including in Uzbekistan, and I'm very pleased that UNFPA is working closely with the government of Uzbekistan, especially the Senator's Office, the Ministries of Health, Public Education, and Higher Specialized Education, civil society, and others on a wide range of issues related to young people's opportunities and choices. I'm particularly pleased about the excellent partnerships that we have forged on issues like the introduction of healthy lifestyle education in schools and the establishment of a youth parliament in Uzbekistan. These transformations bring us closer to realizing the vision formulated some 25 years ago at the groundbreaking International Conference on Population and Development, and reaffirmed last year by the government of Uzbekistan at the Nairobi Summit on ICPD 25. This is a vision that firmly places the rights and choices of the individual at the heart of the International Development Agenda. So today, as we mark International Youth Day, UNFPA would like to reiterate its commitment to Uzbekistan to support the country's efforts to make rights and choices a reality for everyone, through laws and policies, through information and services, and most importantly, through the engagement, participation, and leadership of adolescents and young people. Unleashing the full potential of young people is central to the transformative promise of Agenda 2030 and the SDGs. As our UNFPA Executive Director, Dr. Natalia Kanem, said today in her statement on International Youth Day, let's join hands across generations. Let's come together and rise to the challenges before us, working with youth to build a more inclusive, sustainable future for all. Allow me once again to congratulate Uzbekistan for its efforts to promote the rights and choices of the young generation and relay UNFPA's best wishes for a very successful event. Thank you very much, Ashita and all.